Hello and welcome back to Biodiversity Impact, a podcast exploring the journeys of scientists, sustainability experts, entrepreneurs, creators, and others working towards a more nature-positive future for people, planet, and profit. I'm your host, Fez, and today I'm very excited to be at the Universiti of Malaysia Sabah in Kota Kinabalu. I will be interviewing Associate Professor Dr. Fiffy Saikim. Fiffy is a wife, mother of four, a lecturer and a researcher interested in community development, parks and protected areas conservation, as well as ecotourism studies. She's currently the director of the Institute for Tropical Biology and Conservation at the Universiti of Malaysia Sabah. Fiffy, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the podcast.
And thank you for inviting me, and this is a privilege and an honor for me. Someone so small and get to know you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Fiffy. I'm really excited about our conversation today. So to get started, can you tell us a bit about your research into conservation biology and ecotourism? Tell us a little bit about your background and what brought you into this field and what interested you.
My work focuses on the intersections of biodiversity conservation and ecotourism, particularly in the context of Borneo. So my research is mostly focuses only on Borneo, especially in Sabah. I study how nature-based tourism can be a tool for both conservations, environmental protections, for biodiversities, and community development. Over the years, I've worked with local communities, NGOs, and government agencies to ensure that ecotourism initiatives are not just economically viable but also ecologically responsible and culturally respectful. I began my journey with a background in aquatic resource management, totally
very different
from nature tourism. Later pursuing in my master's degree in nature tourism here in the Universiti Malaysia Sabah and a PhD in tourism from James Cook University. What drew me into the field and that made me realize that conservation cannot succeed without people.
Yes.
When I'm thinking about fish, I'm thinking about people as well.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why I was thinking to conserve, we need to sustain the people's livelihood. So I was thinking fish need to be conserved by the people, and you want people to conserve the fish, they need to have a sustainable livelihood. So I was thinking about merging this tourism as a tool for conservation and at the same time to create a supporting livelihood for the community. That's what makes me realize that I must go into this field.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Thank you.
And so what not-for-profit organizations and what people and communities have you worked with during this process?
During the process, I've been staying with a hunters community in one of the village in Sabah, especially in Ladatu area. I've been staying with them for almost 1 year with the hunters community and fishermen as well. So to study their behavior, to study their conservation awareness, their pro-conservation behavior, just to look into whether we misinterpret their behavior, whether there's a perspective, miscommunication, especially when we're dealing with community here in Sabah. Because I believe the earliest conservationist is actually the local community. Our indigenous. Like in Sabah, they have this local word known as tavol and tagal. Tavol is to protect the forest from any hunting activities for a certain period of time. It's it's kind of like make them stop from doing any activities, especially hunting, just to ensure that there's ample time for the species to breed and to grow
and to recover.
For the next hunting activities. That is known as tavol, protecting the forest. But tagal is protecting the river.
Wow.
So it gives time for the fish to populate again and grow until the certain time is overpopulated. Then you open the river and get the people, the local villages. That's what we call it tagal. So I am thinking, what happened? Why suddenly community were targeted by people like conservationists or NGOs telling that they've been encroaching to the forest, they've been taking a lot of resources. So I want to really understand the reason behind it and try to actually make it all these people to know what is actually happened. So when we understand a certain behavior, a cultural perspective from the community, the awareness can be, easily explained to us, and it's much easier when we have the support from the community. So I've been working with community from Lahad Datu, especially in Sandakan people, especially in Kinabatangan, in Sukau. They are really, really fabulous, very good people, and people might not know people might condemn them. They are the one who killing the elephant, but no, they are not. They are the conservationists, the real one. They are the protector of the forest, because for them, these elephants who have been living with them, especially the elderly people, have been living with them a long time together. So they have like a harmonious coexistence together. So it's just a matter when development coming in unsustainably, that makes a lot of things happen, issues and challenges, and this needs to be corrected. So been working with a lot of NGOs like Seratu Atai, and then we have this Danau Girang Conservation area, and then we have WWF. Previously, I was the community outreach coordinator for SOS Rhino Borneo Berhad. So SOS Rhino is actually an NGO funded by SOS Rhino US. Okay, so I was, before I joined the academic world, so I was with them. So I've been working with the community and trying to telling them about conservation of rhinoceros before we go extinct. So it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener for me. So that's why I really want to get people to really understand the community. So I work as much as possible with all the communities, different background, different cultures, because they will give you different perspective about how and what to do in terms, and how to connect and to relate them with conservations.
That's really important work that you do.
Thank
really
you, thank
important,
you.
and it often comes back to the fact that we need bottom-up, grassroots, community-led projects and development. What are the main developments that are happening that are challenging these communities in Borneo?
Well, when we talk about development, we cannot hide it. We cannot run away from development. All communities need development. Even though they are living in the rural area, they still wanted development in their community, in the village, especially development like a road, easy road access to the village, hospitals for medical and etc. So these development are really needed. Okay, by the community. But the fact when this development happen, cutting up the forest for development, these are the things that we need to look into. We want a development that is sustainable. If we open a oil palm plantation, for example, because oil palm is economic revenue for the country.
It's very important.
Very important. Because without the economic revenue for the country, the country cannot even support any conservation activities or whatever for the people, right? So I was thinking, yes, we need the development, but in a sustainable manner. If you want to plant an oil palm, it should be a sustainable oil palm. It needs to be certified, and it needs to engage the community. Hire them. Capacity building, get them to be involved. Okay, upgrade their skills so that they can contribute to the oil palm plantation company, to whatever, ecotourism,
to research as well. Locals provide such important knowledge about species during research.
Get them to be engaged, to be part of it. That's how I can see how sustainable development will be. Instead of bringing a lot of outsiders coming in, because most of the hunting and poachings happen because there's a lot of outsiders coming into the village, coming into the buffer zone of the areas through such as oil palm. The development is actually, there's issues and challenges.
Yes.
But how are we going to mitigate? How are we going to reduce it? Through the engagement of these people. Yeah, local one.
Yes.
We need to support them.
Definitely, locally and sustainably.
True. Yeah.
So working in conservation biology and ecotourism and with the community can be both inspiring and demanding. What keeps you motivated to continue doing the important work that you do?
Well, I especially motivated by the resilience and the wisdoms of the local community. I learned a lot from them. They have the knowledge that I don't have. When I did my PhD, it's something that you will never get the knowledge or the wisdom that you get it from the community, because they have it through their long experiences. While when I did my PhD, it's just through long reading of books, literature, and sometimes it's just theory basis, right? So when I was in the ground,
reality,
so when I was in the ground together with them, then you try to incorporate what you've learned through the books, etc., and talk to them. It's something that is eye-opening, something that is not something that unexpected, So this knowledge is very crucial. And with all these technologies coming in here and there, easy access of information, I felt that the knowledge suddenly diluted because of the technology. Some of the cultural also long gone, the handicraft and the way how they preserve and help to support the ecosystem also diluted. So that makes me wanted to even work harder for this community. And at the same time, when I look at the declining populations of our resources, of our biodiversity, that triggers me that we need something. For us, like here in Malaysia, there's a lot of funding in Malaysia, but it's just not enough. Just not enough. Funding is very scarce. And at the same time, whether there's also, you need to choose sometimes whether we want to do research basically fundamental to support the population, the biodiversity, or the community, their livelihood. But once you don't have the balance, because when we talk about sustainability, you need to have the balance between the three pillars: environment, economy, and the people, social. So if the people are poor, and then the environment is keep on getting acknowledged by others to then what happened to the people? Then they were thinking about better to kill to do the hunting and poaching because that makes more money. If we support this one, we cannot eat because they are poor. So everything needs to be balanced. Economy, too much development is also not good. So there's always a human wildlife conflicts in between when you don't have sustainable. So that triggers me. I need to find a solution where these three components can coexist together. So that makes me running and thinking and moving forward towards it, and then achieve. I hope I can achieve that life. It's very hard to achieve balance.
Balance is very hard.
Balanced diet. Don't talk about balancing the sustainability. Me myself have trouble in balancing my diet. So it's very difficult.
The struggle too.
So you see, it's very difficult to have balance in sustainability in terms of protecting the environment, balance to livelihood for the community, and then the development. Everything needs to be balanced. But how are we going to
how are we going to juggle all of them and make sure everything is at a level which is good enough for everyone?
That's right. That's why I was thinking. That makes me running, and makes me thinking, and makes me always wanted to know how, and motivate me.
Your energy is really inspiring, Fiffy.
Thank you.
And you also motivated me to also do better. Of course, no journey is without its obstacles. What are some of the key challenges you faced in your work?
Funding.
Yes.
to do a research to help to protect, to do any activities, regardless whether you want to do activities with the community or activities to do basic research about wildlife and how to protect them, all needs funding. All the so funding's there, but the competition's so big, so huge, but the funding just so little. So sometimes there's a juggling between impact or fundamental. Are we going to be back to the basic, or are we going to move forward for innovations, impactful projects that will, create something meaningful for the country, for the community? But at the end of the day, we cannot stop the basic, the fundamental, because that's actually the root to the impactful projects, right? So funding is very scarce because nowadays people are thinking about impactful project for the state, for the country, but how about those people in the field of basic research like taxonomies? That's why the declining numbers of taxonomies worldwide. Because nobody wants to support and give funding to them.
My biggest fear is the extinction of taxonomists.
Double extinction,
yes, of species and taxonomists. You're right.
Yes, that's right. So I was thinking about, we need to figure out some solutions on, there must be, like I said, everything needs to have balance. We cannot let go fundamental research. We still need that. Need to go back to the basis. For zoonotic spillovers to happen nowadays, everything have to go back to basic. Why is it happening? So where the vectors goes, what happening? So it's still basics question.
It's still very basic data collection and monitoring of biodiversity. That doesn't sound so impactful, but actually it's the most impactful.
The most impactful and the most important. But nowadays people's mind and thinking is different. Maybe because of the technologies keep on developing and etc. They're suddenly forgotten about the basic things. So I do believe the most challenges is that to get people to understand the importance of having support and funding for the basic research.
I completely agree with you, Fifi.
Thank you.
It's so critical, and it's really amazing to me that especially funding, the amount of funding that we have, why so small when it leads to economic return? Like agriculture, pest management or climate change resilient. I'm always very amazed that it doesn't get more investment.
Because like a lot of countries that really understand the connections between fundamental research and economic importance. Some of the investors really invest on universities, For example, like I can mention like Japan, Korea. They really invest into the university, because for me the brain of all this, economic impacts is through universities, because all the brains is here in the university. You invest on these people for them to get the knowledge to be the brain of the country. But it's sadly to know, like country like us in Malaysia, not so many industries players recognize that. Recognize that we have the brain in the universities. So I think that's also one of the fearful, challenges for me. That's why students nowadays is also getting scarce in universities. Not many are registering to further study nowadays because of media social. They want to become influencers, TikTokers nowadays. So that's also one of the challenges for university, for us researchers to survive, whether we are
engage the younger generation.
And then we keep on thinking, are we still relevant in this ecosystem where there's an influence from technologies and whether universities are still relevant. So to make universities more relevant, that we need to showcase our research.
We do.
Research,
Yeah.
the importance of this research to the society, to the country, so that when we are make known that we are the brains of everything, we are very important. I guess the industry players will see that as well, and use as much as possible to fund us and support the research by the university. But here, sadly, it's not there yet. Yeah, they cannot see yet.
Maybe it's going to be a big fall before we realize.
Yeah, that's right.
And I know we can prevent it, but let's hope that people listen.
People listen, especially the young generations.
Yeah.
Because I know it's very easy to get money nowadays, because when you have like 1 million followers, you already have how many US dollars in your bank account, right? So it's very tempting for these young generations. But I guess if the young generation didn't being aware of the importance of to have knowledge, and then sustainability in terms of to stay as a good influencer, because influencer, so we need to have a very quality influencer that's knowledgeable. Influencer need to become an ambassador. Not only for education but also conservation, to talk about the voice of the voiceless community, the voiceless biodiversity. But if they cannot realize the importance of having knowledge to register as a student, so university students, the academic, sooner or later we not even have double extinction, triple extinction.
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Definitely.
Because there's no relevant anymore to have a university. Even nowadays, knowledge can be gained easily. Like, nowadays people writing thesis using ChatGPT. I'm very proud of myself. During my time, I don't have ChatGPT.
Exactly.
So it's all libraries and all. So that's also one of the issues. Because at the end of the day, when there's no support, when there's no people to actually appreciate the work of us, the academic, the researcher, I think at the end of the world, there's no university, there's no researcher, then that's it. So who's going to save the community to continuously doing job to help community, to help to do research, and then give a helping hand to the policy makers on how to save and protect the environment.
So this comes back to channeling good funding into people and projects that are going to make a big difference.
True. In fact, we are teaching our community, our society, the importance to put value, especially on the environment of the forest, the value of the forest, the value of the biodiversity. When we put value, I think that's how we can actually protect and save them. So at the end of the day, it goes back to the economy. The economy need to
we need to collaborate more with economists.
True. And make them understand how important it is.
Yes. And I think there is a branch of economics called natural capital, which is what you and I know as ecologists as an ecosystem. but we're so separate in our disciplines that we don't talk to each other so much. And I think if we start integrating together more this economic value of, say, a beetle, like a dung beetle that gives you an ecosystem service.
True.
Or a termite that mitigates the effects of drought in primary tropical rainforests in Malaysia. So these are the only ways maybe that we can reach people who don't understand, if we put a dollar value on the impact of having an intact rainforest or ecosystem.
Maybe our agencies need to rethink about payment for ecosystem. Start charging for everything that our ecosystem provided for us. Because we are also thinking start charging people. Put a 10 cents in your electricity bill or your water bill, just to let people know that's how important it is. And this ecosystem provided for us. Yeah. You don't pay, then you don't have that service.
Yeah, okay.
And see how you can survive with the water.
Yes.
We start with water. Don't oxygen yet.
Not oxygen yet.
If not, everyone have to pay for oxygen.
Yes.
Yeah. So then we need to rethink back these issues and challenges, because at the end of the day, we are the one who's going to suffer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, Fifi, what are your thoughts on the future of conservation biology and ecotourism? What gives you hope, and what should we be paying attention to?
Well, for me, first thing first, don't be ego, but be eco. Everything, we are all in this together. Yeah. Especially us human, we are the superior of all the species. So we are supposed to be the protector, the supporter for all these species, whatever biodiversity here in this world, including the community, hand in hand. So I'm hoping that soon, I don't know when, hopeful that we can find where sustainability really happens, coexistence really happens, because I know there's a model already approved, and the Satoyama model by Japan, that man and the nature can actually coexist together. That is why they call it Satoyama model in Satoyama city. So people live in harmony with the nature. So I guess we need to start thinking about our own future, okay? Whether we need to start somewhere in terms of sustainability, because I guess if not, there's no point, fundamental or not, and people are not in a sustainable manners, I don't think they will support each other. So I guess I would like to, hoping that someday we can find the word harmonious coexistence together with the species, because it's really sudden. I don't know if you know about during Mother's Day, there's a baby elephants killed, road killed by accidents, lorry, and etc. So it's saddened to see that unsustainable developments cause this. So we need to find a win-win, and where we can actually help and support each other in one ecosystem. That's why I said, don't be ego, but be eco.
Thank you so much, Fifi. You're an inspiration.
Thank you.
And it's been a fantastic honour to have you on the Biodiversity Impact podcast.
Okay.
Thank you for making the time for me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's such a very good opportunity.
Thank you so much for tuning into Biodiversity Impact. I really hope you found today's conversation with Fifi interesting, inspiring, and insightful. Thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.